Hey everybody, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a Mega Bloks collector series Call of Duty set. This is the Light Armor Firebase set number 06817 with 514 pieces. Obviously comes with a large vehicle. You get 3 minifigures, extra accessories of course, and 1 terrain item included here. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the kind of center of this whole set, the main piece, the vehicle. So let's not beat around the bush. This is obviously a Humvee, a military Humvee that they have created here. They just didn't get the license from AM General to call it a Humvee, so the Humvee name is not on here anywhere. This is a pretty large vehicle, and I'll show you in a minute that the scale just seems a little bit odd on this, but it was a very satisfying build, a lot of really good techniques, a lot of good use of the very wide breadth of parts that Mega Bloks has in their inventory. They have a lot more types of parts, a lot more shapes of parts than I think all the other manufacturers out there, and they really put them to good use with this. You can just see, if you look carefully at the seams, you can see different shapes that were used to create just the wheel arches. That's always a big deal for me when looking at brick built vehicles, is how the wheel arches are done. It really kind of foretells the complexity of the whole thing. And this whole thing is built up from mostly small pieces and plates and such. You know, there aren't any large single areas where, I mean, the biggest thing that they have is this turret section up here, which most of this is one piece, but most of the rest is all small pieces. So it takes you quite a while to put this thing together. Most of the parts of the set by far go into building this thing, and I think it looks pretty good when it's done. Really appreciate the fact that you've got a place to put a gunner up here. So you've got your machine gun up here, and you've got an ammo box on the side. No stickers, once again with this set, no stickers, all printed, pre-printed parts, so you don't have to worry about lining those up. So you got a little belt feed right there, that's nice. Got a secondary weapon on the back, so you can put another figure on the back, standing, operating this. From looking at it, I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm going to guess that it's supposed to be a 40mm automatic grenade launcher, just from looking at with the large tube and from the length of the barrel and such. That kind of seems to be what they're trying to approximate here. Don't know if that would actually ever be done in this bed section on a real one, but who cares? You've got 2 guns as turrets now. That's really cool for playability. One thing that I don't like about this from the outside is the choice of tire for this one. To me, those look like very non-realistic tires for this type of vehicle. Almost a Chevron style, like a tractor style of tire. Off-road, you know, cool looking and such, but given that this series puts so much emphasis on realism, I think they really missed the mark on that. This is a nice feature. The ability to take this whole roof off easily. It all comes up. It's all an assembly. Once again, you can see that, you know, it's lots of little parts, not just a big single plate with a hole in the middle of it. It's got several layers to it and everything. Looking inside, you've got room to sit 2 figures in there comfortably. You can even lean back a little bit. They're not actually going to be able to lean back that far, but they give you little peg pieces to hold onto their backs when they don't have backpacks on. And then you actually have a little bit of driving compartment with gear shift and steering wheel. You can kind of turn. It doesn't actually attach to anything, but you know, nice little space in there, and there is enough room to get the figures in there. You do have to kind of pinch the legs together a little bit to clear this center tunnel, but it overall looks pretty good. Another one large piece that's used here, piece of hair, is this whole windscreen. It's actually just 2 pieces. It's 1 piece with the camo color, the tan, and then 1 piece for the actual window inserts. And the window pieces are the window piece. It's just 1 piece, slightly tinted, so just a little bit of darkness there. I appreciate that. I think that was a really smart move, just for a little bit of extra realism. And you can see you've got side view mirrors here. You can actually adjust their angle a little bit. Doesn't really do all that much because they don't have kind of mirrored inserts. But you know, overall, the playability is the star feature of this whole thing. Here's an example I wanted to show you guys just of what it can look like having some of the figures actually installed. So there you can see the figure inside as a driver, one up on top in the turret, and then one on the rear gunning position. The scale of this thing here with the figures on there, you can see just how far off that it is. I mean, the vehicle should not be that large. The vehicle is actually looking almost as large as the tank from the heavy armor set. So that's just way off, I think. At least it looks like it to me. I could be wrong on that, but it definitely looks off. This thing looks too close to the size of a tank, given the style of notchback Humvee that it is, not one of the ones with the huge back section. But still, the thing looks good, and the key here is that you can put your figures in there and they can be doing stuff, and you can put in yet another figure also as a if you have others as a passenger over on the side. You could probably even figure out ways to have a couple others hanging off the back and stuff. So that makes it really good for kids who actually want to use these things and not just set them up on display. The set includes this terrain piece with some sandbags, and they got a couple of clips in there so you can actually kneel a figure down behind one of these sets and put the barrel of one of their weapons right in here. Makes it really quick and easy for them to get lined up for taking shots from behind there. And you've got kind of a bench over here, although all this just kind of flaps around and just kind of flops down on top of them. Not all that great how this is done. You kind of want to, you know, maybe take the Humvee and bring it up close here, and maybe hang this off the back of that, just for looking at kind of like a temporary shelter sort of situation like that. I think you can also kind of get it underneath the side here, kind of clip it on the side there, get it at some different angles just to create the space under there. But if you really want this to stand alone by itself, it does get a little bit awkward, I think, with the mesh that goes over the top. This is a very nice piece though, if you haven't seen these before. Very nicely done, flexible, stretchable a little bit, nice camo on there. The edges are basically melted or burned, so they're not going to run, they're not going to rip easily. So that's good. Pretty good quality stuff, well printed, looks good. Just this one's really missing the support over here on the side. Extra care package accessories here, a wide variety once again. This is the first time that I've seen the health kit, the medics pack right there. Otherwise, I've seen all of these items before and covered them in previous videos, but just really quickly, you've got magazines, claymore, side pack, or like a waist pack, ammo pouch, binoculars, walkie-talkie, e-tool, canteen. There's a scope you can use on any of your weapons, a suppressor you can use on some of them, lightweight stock there. This is a flashlight. You've got your riot shield. I like this piece a lot. And then they give you an actual care package crate, which can be opened up and all of your stuff can be put in there. Looks like it has holes in there. If you haven't seen these before, it looks like those holes might let some stuff through, especially these really small little magazines, but those actually don't fit through the slots, thankfully, so you can safely store stuff in here. Close it up, closes up very nice and tight, so you don't have to worry about stuff falling out. You don't have to worry about it opening when you don't want it to. Last but not least, the figures themselves. They are officially billed as Captain Alex Mason and two other unnamed dudes. Some of the folks who actually play the game, unlike myself, will probably be able to recognize some of these characters, so feel free to post that up if you know exactly who they are. The special thing for me is being able to see that we actually have a black figure here, which is unusual amongst minifigures for realistic flesh tone minifigures. You usually don't see anything other than white. So it's always good to see some variety there. It's too rare, really. But I'm not going to go through every single thing that's on each and every one of these in each video. I've tried to go through a little bit less because I'm just repeating myself with these, but you can see again the variety of different setups that you can do with the same weapon base, and different things you can put on the sides, and backpack, different vests. You got two different types of vests here. This guy doesn't have a vest at all, and different color combinations. All these parts can be swapped along with the pieces that we got from the care package, all the stuff that's left over. And on this one, unfortunately, one of these guys had a malformed part. It's this guy right here, and that's the reason that his weapon, big weapon with the big box magazine there, is in his non-dominant hand. Well, maybe he's left-handed, but this is in the wrong hand, because this hand right here is malformed. It doesn't actually hold the pistol grip of these weapons properly. Unfortunately, it just came out of the mold wrong. But all these figures are, once again, really good looking, incredibly well detailed. Not the top level of detail out of all of the Call of Duty figures thus far, with kind of a relatively limited number of paint applications on the heads on these in particular, but great materials used throughout for all of the components, and just a nice combination of colors and stuff that can easily be swapped back and forth. So to recap, the vehicle, very nice build, just a very strange scale, and the tires are a little bit off for me. Appreciate the fact that you can use all the figures in different places in different ways, so the play value is actually really high with this one, extraordinarily high for this type of scale. The little terrain feature is nice. It's just a little add-on thing, just gives you a little bit extra that you can do. I wish that the cover had been done a little bit better though. And the figures, again, as always, these figures are awesome, although I did get the one that had a malformed part. It's always frustrating getting missing or malformed parts from these sets. I've gotten sets from different locations, from different vendors, different times, different batches, and different series, and I still have quality control problems that I've experienced with Mega Bloks sets pretty regularly, so that continues to be an issue. Value for this thing overall, though, still ends up being pretty darn good, because, like I said, the set itself has 514 pieces, and it costs $40. And the 514 pieces includes the stuff needed to make these figures, these great, ridiculously great figures. And the main thing that you build here is really good as just the culmination of putting all those pieces together. So I think this is a good set. It's a fun set. It's great to have another vehicle. Kids love vehicles. Having figures that can actually be used on the vehicle, also a very, very, very good thing. Oftentimes these small scale vehicles, they give you a spot to put one person, maybe two, and that's it. You can have one driver and then one person doing one other thing, but this is definitely much better than that. So there you go. That's my look at this set, the Light Armor Firebase. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more coming up on my channel, and you can follow all updates, oftentimes before stuff even comes up on YouTube, at jangbricks.com, where you can also go back and check through some older stuff if you are relatively new to my channel. Hope to have a chance to talk to you again, but for now, I'm out.